Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to How about Shemi, How Shai, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone, and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Real quick, man, that's the spirit. I started a lesson regarding Mike Tyson and him being beaten to submission to take the Jabberwocky or the juice. I started a video on that earlier this week, but I got sidetracked and I didn't come to finish it. So I have one part that's ready to go up, which is a 3-minute video, and Salakia for the noise on that video. It was kind of loud in the background, but I posted an interview of Mike Tyson basically talking big shit, okay, calling out Lennox Lewis and how his style was ferocious, it was impregnable, he want to eat your heart, and the baddest man on the planet, man, according to him. Basically, he says he was beaten into submission to take the you know what. Now he's about to die in a wheelchair. Now Mike Tyson, man, is combative and radical as you were in the 90s, how the hell did you stoop so low to allow Esau Edom to put his poison in you, my dude? Now, Mike, as intelligent and eloquent as you are, okay, because believe it or not, Mike Tyson is actually pretty goddamn intelligent. Okay, people make fun of him because he have a lisp and a soft voice, but Mike Tyson is very, very eloquent, man, and he knows, like, he's not stupid, okay, like they thought he was. He know he was being ripped off by Don King. Okay, he knew his managers weren't shit. He knew that after when he fired Kevin Rooney, he knew his career wasn't going to be the same. It's when he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. Mike Tyson is very calculative if you pay attention to him. He knows what's up. So how the hell did you fall for this, man? And I'll tell you why, because our people, they sell out to the establishment. Because believe it or not, Mike Tyson sold his soul, man. Okay? He sold his soul to Esau. And clearly, this article, though it's not going to say it, but he's going to pretty much break it down what happened. And this is what happens when our people, like I said in the last video, our people trust in the shadow of Egypt. You go down to Egypt, and then this is what happens. Now you're stating that you're getting ready to die in a wheelchair. It's not cool, Mike, okay? Because actually, you know, I ain't going to say you my favorite boxer, but actually, you know, Mike Tyson was, I like Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? I always rooted for him. I felt like he was the underdog in a lot of situations. He just wasn't. When Mike Tyson is defeated mentally, like most Jakes, that's a wrap for him. Because one thing I never understood is why he could never avenge any of his losses. You know, even with the whole Holyfield matchup, the second fight with Holyfield when he bit the man's ear. Honestly, Tyson, you were ahead on the scorecards in that fight, man, but you gave it up and you bit the nigga's ear. And I get it, you know, you were frustrated, okay, because I understand what it's like when people is doing shit to you and you lash out and everybody points fingers at you like you're the problem. I seen the headbutts. You can look at the clips. Holyfield was headbutting the shit out of Mike, and he said he got frustrated. He said I had to retaliate. You know, he said it. He said I had to retaliate. But he's honest, man, and that's one thing. Mike Tyson's very honest, man. You know, and that's one thing I always respected about this Jake. But, bro, come on, man. He's fully juiced up. Mike Tyson says he has been beaten into submission and took in a you know what. Says he's about to die now in a wheelchair. And hey, only he knows if the Lord's going to take his spirit. But it says Mike Tyson said he's been such and such for such and such, but the legendary boxer sounded compelled to share something about his decision to get the you know what. He said, I didn't do it willingly. I didn't do it willingly. I can't even do his voice no more, man. I used to be able to do this shit good. I'm not even going to embarrass myself like that. You know, impersonation. I stopped practicing that talent years ago. Probably why, anyway, it says, I didn't do it willingly, Tyson told the USA Today Sports during an interview at his cannabis company. It says, I'm a little apprehensive of that, but I was pretty much, you see, use words like apprehensive, eloquent, skadoogery, you know, he used a lot of big words, man, you know, because he told the one lady in the interview, he said, if I was eloquent with you, you'd still look at me as a scumbag. He said, I won't do interviews unless I fornicate with you, which he was off on that because fornication is adultery. But he told the woman, he said, you shouldn't talk too much unless, you know, you want to pretty much get your mouth filled up with rod, which is this guy, man, Mike is a work of art, man. But anyway, it says, I'm a little apprehensive of that. I was pretty much beaten into submission to do this because I travel internationally. And if I don't travel, we don't eat. So basically, Esau put a damper on him. Basically, this is how we gonna feed you, nigga. If you don't get this to do this, then hey, you ain't gonna feed your family, because he was already blackballed before. Like, it was to a point they suspended his boxing license because, hey, you know, fucking biting Holyfield's ear, knocking out referees. I mean, Tyson had a very, very hard life coming up in the Hard Knocks, man. You know, especially when people wasn't favorably looked upon. He was like a media clown at a point in time, man, because everybody was making fun of him. They thought he was crazy. Clearly, the man was suffering from mental depression, okay? He got totally dogged out by that demon Robin Givens. She called the nigga a manic depressive, and he was just sitting there looking like a druggie. I would have cut the camera, man. I would have, I'm like, hey, Robin, we got to go holler in the room real quick. We got something to talk about, baby. You know? But anyway, it says, so I decided to take the risk, wow, and take the you-know-what. It says, and people have their own choice. I never got sick, okay? Well, hey, you sold out, man. Okay, you say you decided to take the risk, so you already knew it was a risk. You already knew what this shit was about, but you put your faith in Esau, bro. But it says Mike Tyson think he's gonna die really soon, okay? And it's because, hey, Esau put that poison in your ass, man. Okay, so, hey, sooner than later, bro, them 1, 2, 3, them hooks, them left hooks, man, them that left uppercut, that right uppercut, okay, that duck slip jab, fucking hitched, hey, man, you ain't gonna knock nobody out with that pretty soon, bro. Because you allowed yourself to be pretty much pumped up with Esau's venom, okay, which is not smart on your behalf, bro. It says, and then when I look in the mirror, I see little spots on my face, and I say, wow, that means my expiration date is coming close really soon. So he basically think he's getting ready to give up the ghost, all right? And certain men know that. Certain men can feel it when they're getting weaker, okay? Like, what's that man? What's in the scriptures? When King David was on his deathbed, he knew that he was going to give up the spirit. Okay, same thing with Isaac. Basically, when he was giving the blessings to Jacob and Esau, basically Isaac lost his sight. You see, he lost his sight, and he knew that he was getting ready to give up the spirit. Okay, before he gave up the spirit, and he gave the blessings to his 2 sons, which was Jacob and Esau. So certain men know when they're getting ready to be taken out. It's like the Lord put a certain spirit on you. Okay, but it says here, see also, here we go. The Biden regime plans to extend the public, you-know-what emergency once again beyond the midterm elections. But the 56-year-old Tyson has become very philosophical and introspective, and before addressing his mortality, he spoke about how money does not bring the happiness and security that those who had never had it may suspect. Basically, he's telling you it's not worth selling your soul, man. That's basically what he said. It says Mike Tyson says Mike Tyson appears frail as a heavyweight. Legend requires a wheelchair. At airport, legendary heavyweight Tyson is now 56 years old and has been talking about the fears over his expiration date in recent weeks, and has now been spotted in a wheelchair looking at a shadow of his former self, man. So I don't know, Mike, man. He may be getting ready to give up the spirit, bro, which that's gonna upset a lot of people, but it is what it is, you know. Tyson, you knew what it was, so you did. That was basically you played pussy and got fucked, man. Okay, like, why would you put your hand on the stove when you know it's burnt, bro? But you did it to yourself because, hey, you didn't have to bow down to Esau. But anyway, this is the book of Sirach 12:10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for it's like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness, okay? So you ain't supposed to trust your enemy, bro, okay? Though he humbled himself and go a-crouching, get heed of him and beware of him. And thou should be as to him as thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou should know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Because at this point, you're expendable to Esau, man. You know why? Because, hey, basically, he's got his run from you. He's got his millions of billions of dollars you made him, okay? He's been pretty much bankrupt you several times, and now you got a result of selling out and doing kung-fu acts in order to remain relevant, as much as putting juice in your arm, man, okay? One more precept. Yep, this is the book of Matthew 16. World. This is the book of Matthew 16:26. It says, for what is a man profit if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what should a man give in exchange for his soul, right? Because your soul is supposed to be priceless, man. That belonged to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but you chose to sell out to Esau, okay? It says, for what is a man profit if he should gain the whole world but lose his own soul? And it says, well, what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Okay? And that's the point. What should you get in exchange for your soul? So, hey, Tyson, man, hey, count your days down, bro. You know, Lord's will, this was edifying, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. With that, shalom and above.